Welcome big programmers. In the today's section we are gonna talk about Tensorboard. If you wanna see last 5 parts, so link is in the description, or you can go in my channel and find out TensorFlow playlist. Or if you wanna find the code of my latest video, so you can go out in my official site allinoneCode.pythonanyway.com, or link is in the description, and you can check out the latest blog and you can find my code. And if you wanna find the source code of like my big project like Django or Tkinter or something, so just go in here. And if you just wanna find the code, so code is in here in my latest article, and even you can check my latest YouTube video of that posts. Okay, you can see in here or you can see in here. And if you wanna find my GitHub project, so you can just go in here and find my GitHub project. Okay, so in this video we are gonna talk about Tensorboard, but first let's create a session so we can use the Tensorboard. So let's say a equal to tf dot constant, or even you can use random. Let's use random normal, and let's create a shape 3x3. Okay, and I'm gonna copy this and paste this in here, and b equal to tf dot random normal, and shape is 3x3, and in here I'm gonna name it name equal to a, and in here I'm gonna name it name equal to b. Okay, and when I run this I didn't got any error. Okay, now let's create a session, but first let's create a operation. So let's say sm equal to tf dot add, and in the add I'm gonna pass the a and b, and name equal to sum, and again I'm gonna create a division div equal to tf dot, let's pass division, so let's use division function. Let's use div and pass the c and d. I'm gonna copy this and create c and d. So now if you know what is TensorFlow and graph, and if you don't know, check out my previous video. Graph basically contain nodes and operations. Okay, so I'm gonna change this c and d, and we are gonna see this graph in Tensorboard. So let's pass in here c and d and name it division. Now let's create a multiplication tf dot multiply, and I'm gonna pass in here sm and div, and then I'm gonna name it multiplication multi. Okay, and then I'm gonna create a session ses equal to tf dot session, and I'm gonna print the ses dot run, and I'm gonna pass the multiplication because I wanna see the multiplication. Okay, so you can see I got this kind of output, and I got warning too, but for now ignore the warning. So you can see this I got a output like this, but whenever I run this the output will be changed because I used the random. Okay, so now let's create a file writer. I'm gonna create a fw equal to, now in the previous video I talked about summary. Now if you don't know what is summary, check out my previous video, or you can just stay in here and see what is summary. I'm gonna use tf dot summary dot capital F file writer. Okay, and in parameter the first parameter is path, so let's just add the path. I'm gonna create the path in here, so let's just create in the D, and in here I'm gonna create a folder graph, and in the graph, okay, I'm gonna copy this path and paste this in here. Okay, so now the second, and yes, I'm gonna create another file tb tensorboard. Okay, and in here I'm gonna use sesh.graph because we are passing the graph and we need all of this information, and all of this information is available in the graph. Okay, so in here just use sesh.graph, and now whenever I run this code, you can see in here it is automatically gonna create a new folder tb tensorboard. So let's try. I run this code and I got this output, but in here you can see I got tb, and in here I got one file event.out.tf event.15 and whatever it is. Okay, I just created a file using tf.summary.filewriter and I passed this sesh.graph. So all of the graph information I just send in this tb folder. Okay, so now what we are gonna do, you can open your terminal. If you are using Anaconda, just use Anaconda or whatever you are using. So I'm gonna just go in the D path, so cd D. So I'm in the D and in the graph. So now I'm gonna use Tensorboard. So just write Tensorboard and we are gonna use help. So just write Tensorboard, and if you wanna see all of these Tensorboard package, so you can just write Tensorboard and hint enter, but I'm gonna use log dir equal to path. So path is tb tensorboard, and then I'm gonna hit enter. So this is loading. When it complete to load, you can see the localhost address. This is taking time. Okay, it start. You can see I got http://localhost 6006. You can control C to quit this server. So I'm gonna just go in the Chrome and write http://localhost 6006. So you can see I'm in the Tensorboard site. So this is the official your localhost, and so you can see in here all of this graph. So I'm gonna use the control and the mouse middle button to zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so you can see I got all of these graph. So the first one is random, and I use the multiplication. So you can see I got mul, and when I click in here, so you can see the all of the information about this mul. Type is equal to data type equal to float, and when I click in here, you can see it give us a 3x3 cube. So you can see all of the information and the graph. So I created a 4 tensor ABCD. So this is the first tensor, and I create another 3. So you can see in here 2 more. It means we totally got 7 tensor. And what we done with use of tensor, you can see all of the information in here. We use the multiplication, and even you can see random. You can see the value in here. You can see all of the information is available in here. Even what have you done with A, B, A, U I've done. You can see first I've done A and B sum. So I used the A and B to create a sum. So in here you can see the sum, and all of the information is in here. And now I use sum and div. So div is C and D. So I use C and D to create a division, and I create a multiplication using this sum and div. You can see in here, okay, and here too. So that's how you can see the actual graph using the Tensorboard. Now you can see the output in here. So we can't see the actual output, we only see the graph of our operations. So you can see the nodes and arrows and operations in here. So that's how you can see the graph using Tensorboard, and even you can download it in with PNG file. just go in here and click on the download PNG, and if you click on here fit to screen, so it is gonna just zoom out and fit into screen. And even you can see the lot of information about Tensorboard and actual graph. In here you can see what is this symbol means. So rounded square means namespace, so it circle means OP node, means operation nodes, and 3 circle means unconnected series, 3 vertical circle means connected series, single circle means constant, and this means summary, and this arrow means data flow edge, and this dot line means control dependency edges, and this yellow arrow means reference edge. Okay, and whenever you click on the particular symbol, like I am gonna click in here, so you can see I got all of the information in here. So you can see all of the information. So that's how you can use the Tensorboard. And even if I change the value in here, let's change the value to, like I am gonna use 5.0. I just removed the, okay, let's just remove the random value too. So let's just use the constant. So I'm gonna remove this and use the tf.constant and pass the 5.0. okay, so I'm gonna copy this and paste this in all of this value. Okay, b equal to again constant, c equal to again constant, and d equal to again constant. Okay, I'm gonna change the value so you can't confused. Okay, and yes, and when I run this code, you can see the output is 16. But let's reload this. So it is gonna give us a new different graph. So now the different graph is, you can see the graph is bigger now. Let's see what it is say. So you can see all of the information is available in here. Now whenever I see in here, you can see the value is constant, c, d2, a5, b5, and all of the values constant now. And in my this directory, when I refresh it, you can see I got a 2 file in here because I just changed the value. So let's change again. Let's say I want let's create another e equal to tf.constant, and I'm gonna pass the 9.0. okay, and then I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a sum again, sm2 equal to tf.add, and I'm gonna pass the e and multiplication. Okay, so let's run this code, and again I'm gonna print the session sm2. okay, you can see I got 25 whenever I run this, and in here I got 4 file now because I changed too much value and I create another variable. So I got 4 file now, and the graph is changed too. So this is the online host, localhost 6066. okay, so you can see the address of localhost is http://localhost:6006, but you can find your localhost in here, http you can see in here. And if you wanna stop the server, you can just click Ctrl+C. So the server is down now. So that's how you can use the graph, and that's how you can visualize the graph of tensors and operation. So all of the code is in my website. Just check out my previous video so you can learn more about session and graphs and summaries. So that is it for today's guys. If you like this video, hit on the like button, share this video to other programmers, and comment me for the next video, and comment me if you like this video. And in the next video I'm gonna pronounce your name, and hit on the like button to motivate me. Check out my all-in-one code site to get source code and codes of my latest project.